Hey guys, time to get in on the action for the biggest moments in basketball with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projections, place your entry, and win up to 100 times your money. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.
All right, insert Superman theme here.
There it is.
There we go. All right, this morning, can we give some love? Because we always do this when we start the show off. We start it with the national anthem, and this morning, can we give it out to the landscapers? Obviously, there are those who take care of our neighborhoods and our communities, but also those who have those big commercial contracts. I was thinking just the other day as I was at the airport, somebody's got to take care of the whole airport property. Well, and then that made me think about the convention center. That made me think about all the different public spaces that we go to that we really enjoy. Well, someone's got to be out there weed whacking and bush trimming and, yeah.
Well, our landscapers, they work so hard, and I feel for them, especially this time of year as we get ready for summer, how hot it is going to start to get, and they're out there all day long working so hard in the sun.
And the commercial landscapers, talk about a thankless job. There's not one person going up to them and thanking them when they're when they're working. Maybe their boss if they're doing a good job, but outside of that.
Exactly, yeah. But nobody's going around and being like, hey, I saw that Terminal C, right around Terminal C, those bushes. Who trimmed those?
Yeah, Terminal C looks like Terminal A. Yeah, right? Because the grade... maybe I lost it. Whatever.
Just know that we absolutely love you. That's why we're giving you love right now, okay? For the times that you haven't been loved on, from us here at K92.3, the national anthem to you.
K92.3.
Do the right thing.
You know what? You can always choose to be a terrible person, but why on earth would you do that when it feels so good to be right? Isn't that right, Chloe?
That is so true, Slater. I love that. And y'all know my love for sports, but sports can be dangerous, and not just for athletes. And it doesn't happen often, but also fans. A mama and her 4-year-old son were at a minor league hockey game in Cleveland, and their seats were just a few rows back from the ice. With only just a few minutes left in the game, the puck flew into the crowd and was headed straight for her son, when a man by the name of Andrew was sitting next to them, jumped into action and stopped the puck from hitting the little boy. You want to talk about quick on their feet? It was incredible to watch this guy, and I saw the puck. I mean, it was flying. Felt like at 100 miles an hour. This man jumped up, literally shielded the boy, stopped the puck from hitting him, and here's Andrew and the little boy's mama sharing more about what happened.
I just saw it was like wobbling and whatnot, so I was like, oh God, the first thing I got to do, first instinct is protect the kid, jump in front of it. I just kind of went off to the side, and it actually hit me like on the inside of the hand right here.
And after he caught the puck, he told me that the empty seat next to him was his seat too. If I was him, I would have been switched seats.
I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful.
No. And honestly, in this video, the mom just so happened to catch it all on video. You see, like, everyone's, like, shielding. You know, they're closing their eyes, they're ducking. And Andrew's the one that's literally standing there looking at the puck. And thank God someone was, because he's the one that stopped it from happening. I mean, this boy would have been seriously hurt.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that boy would have never gone to another hockey game ever again, or ever considered throwing any more wood on the fire of his love for hockey.
Absolutely.
That would have ended it all.
Yeah, you really have to be careful. If you're at a baseball, probably those are the two sports, right? You don't see many basketballs actually go like really high.
Golf.
Yeah, right.
Golf as well, right? You have to pay attention to your surroundings. So whenever you hear people go, oh, I immediately, at any sporting event, I hit the deck. And maybe I would like to have been like this gentleman who actually stopped and looked and grabbed the puck. But you will never find me be able to do that. I do. I immediately kiss everybody's shoes.
I love that you admit that, because it's what majority of people did. They're protecting themselves, you know?
Yeah. But then you got some of the people who are the looky-loos that they're like, oh, what's going on?
What's going on down there?
They're the ones who get it right between the eyes.
Tastes like.
So the little boy and Andrew, they took photos together after all this happened, and the mom shared the video, went viral, obviously, on social media, on TikTok, and the hockey team actually invited Andrew and the boy to come meet the players before a game. They got to spend some time with them, and they did the puck drop before that last game.
Sweet.
Hey, God'll use an average Joe. God'll use you listening right now to be that person at the right time, right place, to be a guardian angel for an individual.
Yes, and Andrew, a hero. We're just a really sweet story this morning. So for him, jumping in action, quickly stopping that hockey puck from hitting the little boy, that's doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing. Brought to you by
Renewal by Andersen Windows and Doors. For more, RBAFLA.com.
Doing the right thing on K92.3.
Man, the ladies love themselves some Riley Green.
I mean, do you blame them?
That's him on K92.3, Orlando's #1 for new country, Obie Chloe Slater. And just in case you didn't know, if you put your name in for the $1,000 minute, we could be calling you here in minutes, so this way we could play with you here at 710. And yeah, can't wait to see if you have what it takes with Chloe's questions.
Yes, I'll try to make them simple. They're usually simple every day. But I'm calling a family meeting today. I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Very nervous. Y'all have definitely helped me calm my nerves. But I'm feeling them today. I have to go in for an MRI. This is my first time ever going in for one. And I went back and forth with my doctor. I'm like, do I really need to do this? Is this something that we can wait on? Can I do an open MRI?
Yeah, what's the purpose?
Right. So this is all precautionary. I've talked about this journey with my mom having a double mastectomy and breast cancer running in my family. And so what I'm doing today is we're going to go in and just take a look at everything, almost like Superman it in there, and let them see if they'll get a better read. I've done mammograms, I've done the ultrasounds, but from what the doctors are telling me, this will be the best thing that they'll be able to do to really get in there and see how everything looks.
Now, in the past, you've talked to us about them putting a marker in, right?
Yes. So I have a marker in me, and it's tiny little chip that they've been monitoring one spot, and that marker they're able to watch and see if it grows, if anything changes with it. And again, this is all precautionary. Nothing is wrong. Everything is good. But just because I'm so high risk with my family's history,
you're staying ahead of it.
I'm staying ahead of the game. And so hopefully after this MRI, if everything looks good, then I am in the clear and I'm good just to do my routine checkups.
It's almost like you wish they didn't tell you, because they told you a month and a half ago that this MRI was coming. So then you have like 45 days of sitting there and be like, oh my gosh, it's coming out. It's 44.
Well, and y'all know me, I worry, right? I'm a person that worries often, and so it's always been in the back of my head the last couple weeks of like, oh, it's coming up. Well, today's the day.
Okay.
So.
And how long are you guessing you're going to be in that chamber?
So they told me the chamber. Way to make me feel any better about today.
The tunnel.
I could have said the medical coffin. I didn't.
My Lord.
I chose not to do
The
that.
chamber. It's 30 minutes. There'll be a woman that's in there with me. If you've had an MRI before, very similar, but this time I'm on my chest, I guess, so they can see everything. So they did tell me, obviously, no jewelry, no deodorant this morning. All the things. So you guys are getting the real.
We're getting the raw Chloe today.
Can you listen to music or anything?
Yeah, they said they'll have some music if I want to. But she's gonna probably. I think for me, I'd rather her talk me through it. Just like sitting there, like, hey, you're doing great. 2 more minutes, 6 more minutes, and it's 30 minutes total. And they did tell me if I move even the slightest bit, I'll have to start it all.
I was
over
gonna say the last thing you want them to say over that little speaker is, you're going to have to stay still. Please stay perfectly still for this. You know that when they say that, they're trying to be nice. They're like, don't move. Stop moving in there.
Do you get to pick the technician, like the nurse that's going to be doing this?
I don't get. What do you? They think there's like 3 or 4 of them that line up and I get to interview them? No.
I would think if they tell you this much lead time, right, 45 days, you could have interviewed so many different ones and been like, what's their schedule? Is it on this day?
Is it on this
Do they have a
day?
good story? Because they're
Lord.
going to have to entertain you and calm you down for 30 minutes, which is so tough.
I know.
Do you want Obie and I to go?
No, I do not want either of you to go.
I think you being preemptive, I think it's pretty cool because there's a lot of people listening right now, present company included, that I wait for something to hurt. I wait for something to show a massive sign. I wait for something to either be blistering or bleeding or whatever it is for me to have to go in. And I sit here and I look at Chloe and I'm like, Chloe is just being preemptive. And there's a lot of times where even in our commercials with Advent Health and stuff, we're telling people to do this stuff. But it's one thing to say it. It's another thing to say, okay, let me actually make the phone call and schedule the appointment and then go in and make it happen. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
It is going to be 30 minutes of you having to stay perfectly still, but you can do it. You're a ninja.
Yeah, I'll do great. And so, again, it's just a reminder for you, too, if you're listening, like you just said, Obie, if it's time to make that doctor's appointment, do it. Call and make the doctor's appointment because you have a whole family, you have friends that love and support you. And so you want to be the healthiest you can for them. And I know for me, this, after I'm done and everything comes back clear, I will be at ease, calm, cool, collected, and all good.
And that's important.
And if they stop the machine twice, that's totally fine, especially because I put money on it. Okay? Please. The over-under is 2, and I picked the over. So just keep going, okay? So give a little wiggle at minute 17
I'll be in there
for
4
me.
hours tomorrow. But one of our country superstars surprised female college basketball superstar Caitlin Clark what he did. That All Access is in 6 minutes.
K92.3.
From backstage to the front page, it's all access.
We'll talk about which one of our country superstars surprised basketball superstar Caitlin Clark. But first, we're excited to welcome Bailey Zimmerman back to Central Florida. He'll be headlining Country Thunder in October. And Bailey shared that one apparel that's dominating his closet right now. And if you've seen him live, it's no surprise. It's jerseys. So the other day, Bailey said, quote, I have no clothes. I feel like we all go through that, right? Where we look in our closets, we're like, I have nothing to wear. And his buddy opened his closet and the whole closet was filled with jerseys. And that's what Bailey likes to do when he's playing shows in different cities, is throw on their hometown jersey. So I'm hoping we got to figure it out. Get him a UCF jersey so he can rep at Country Thunder.
I like that.
Is that what he has to do? It has to be
connections.
Yeah. Oh, you should have connections. You're going to be at UCF tonight, Chloe.
I will be there. So we'll have to make sure Bailey gets a UCF jersey for Country Thunder. And it was almost 2 weeks ago, and it's terrible. It breaks our hearts. And our buddy Colt Ford suffered a heart attack after a show in Arizona. We do know that he's still in the ICU, but the good news is he's apparently doing better. But he has had to cancel shows through August. And his very good buddy Charlie Reimer, he's a golf analyst, posted an update the other day, and he said, quote, odds of survival were grim, but he's making great progress and doing better by the minute.
Wow.
After everything happened with Toby Keith, right? The country music world is like, whoa. I think there is something that came over people where they're taking their health seriously and they're actually talking about it and putting it out there. We found out Jelly Roll's losing 70 plus pounds, wants to lose another 100.
Yeah.
Colt Ford, I'm glad he's taking this time off. And now it's almost like if he goes back on the road, everybody's going to be like, oh, he's doing great. But because of Toby went back on the road and then he wasn't doing great, I don't know what way to look at it. Is that mean he's doing better if he goes back and does shows?
We're hoping and praying that, he continues to make a full recovery from this. But again, he canceled shows through August. I mean, that's a lot of shows.
Yeah, and let's also put this out. I know no one's talking about it, but that's a lot of paychecks.
Yeah.
He's also got a crew, too, that needs to eat and whatnot. And so when you cancel shows like that, they don't get – it's not like they get a salary.
Right.
No. Oh. Yeah, he is a job for so many other people and families.
Yeah, absolutely. We are praying for you, Colt Ford, and sending all the love to your family and friends. And the WNBA draft was Monday night. If you watched it, Iowa's Caitlin Clark was the #1 draft pick. She's going to the Indiana Fever, and she's a huge fan of Luke Combs and received this message from him on draft night.
Luke Combs here. I just want to say congratulations on being the #1 pick in the WNBA draft. That's incredible. I know I can speak for everybody all across the United States and the world probably that we've enjoyed watching you these last couple of years, and we can't wait to continue to do so. So congratulations, you earned it. Can't wait to see you out there.
Luke Combs, that's my favorite artist of all time. That's pretty cool. He's a big women's basketball fan, so I appreciate him. That's amazing. I was not expecting that.
No.
Good for your girl and to be #1 pick. And I think we were even speculating in here that after you get so much stardom and you're basically called the best shooter of all time, do you go to the WNBA where the salary of an average player is that of the average salary of an NBA mascot?
Right.
Let me just put that in perspective.
Wow.
Now, in normal people terms, yeah, she's making enough money to live, but she signed a 4-year contract, $338,000. That's it, not
4
million.
years.
The 4 years. So you break it down, that's under $80,000 a year she's going to be making.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's hoping that other people pick her up, maybe one of these cereal companies, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
She's not gonna have a
Tons
problem.
of endorsements.
Yeah,
She'll have
Powerade.
Absolutely.
Adidas. Your girl's taken care of.
Yes, and we're just so excited for her and pretty special that Luke Combs got to be a part of Monday night. So you can see all these stories up online at K923Orlando.com. We have $1,000 minute, 10 trivia questions, 60 seconds on the clock. If you want to play, you could sign up right now on the K92.3 app.
Obi, Chloe, and Slater's $1,000 minute.
K92.3.
This is that moment where we got $1,000 up for grabs, and on the line right now, Shalimar.
Woohoo!
All right, thank you so much for joining us today. Shalimar, where'd you say you're from?
I live in Orlando and South Downtown.
Okay, nice. We were talking to Shalimar because she's a barber. I need a new look because my hairline is it's running away from my eyebrows.
Right now, he gels it and kind of slicks it to the right side?
I kind of just slick to the left.
You should faux hawk. Isn't that still cool?
Oh, you got the comb over going.
He does.
Shalimar, I'm trying my hardest not to make it look like that. So I need your assistance after we're done with the $1,000 minute.
All right.
And honestly, wigs on guys, totally in.
They're called toupees. Okay?
So, Shalimar, I've got 10 trivia questions. Obi will put 60 seconds on that clock. Whatever answer you lock in, we'll have to take first. But you can always say pass, and we can come to anything you want to at the end.
Okay.
Here we go, Shalimar, with question number 1. Name the 4 points on a compass.
North, south, east, west.
In sports, what does an MVP stand for?
A most valuable player.
What % of the Earth's surface is water?
Ooh. 86?
In which state is Disneyland located in?
California.
What type of language is the word crazy? Is it a noun, a verb, or an adjective?
Adjective.
Which planet in our solar system is known for having a ring?
Saturn.
Which president is on the $50 bill?
Oh, I'm brain farting. Jackson.
What's the largest continent?
And that's your time.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yep.
Whew, the nerves kicked in.
I know, it happens. Trust me, we get it.
There's a lot of good. You got there. Okay, you got 5 right. You did get 2 wrong, unfortunately. You didn't get through all the way.
Yeah.
What percentage of the Earth's surface is water? It's 71%. You were only 15% off there. And you guessed that Jackson was on the $50 bill. It's Ulysses S. Grant.
Grant. Okay.
But that's okay. You don't walk away empty-handed. We have 3-day passes to Country Thunder for you. The lineup
Oh my
not
God.
even
Okay,
released.
let's go.
Yeah, and that massive headliner, soon to be announced, is going to blow everything out of the water. All right, but you got 3-day
Okay.
passes.
Oh, that's what's up. All right, cool.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Shalimar. And we still have unfinished business to attend to with my shiny forehead.
Oh, we'll work on that.
We need to just exchange contact. Let's do it.
There you go.
Hey, thank you for playing the $1,000 minute and tell your friends.
We'll see
We
you in
want them in.
October.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much.
The $1,000 minute.
Let's see how you do. Join up on the K82-3 app to play.
K92-3. Time to hit the panic button with Obi, Chloe, and Slater.
Wrong with Shayla. Shayla, you're hitting the panic button. This is a monetary reason.
Yeah. So, so I pay my rent through the Cash App, and my landlord's name is Ben, and I clicked the wrong Ben. The Ben that I clicked was my ex-boyfriend, and so it's my rent. It's like $1,500.
How did that happen?
That's how
I
that
don't
works.
know. I was just like, I did it late at night, and I'm so stupid. So anyway, I reached out to Ben, and he's not returning my calls. And the thing is, he hates me because I cheated on him many years ago.
Wait a minute, your ex?
Yes.
Whoa,
and I
hold
don't know
on.
what to do.
Your ex's name is Ben too?
Yes, that's why I clicked the wrong Ben. And he's not picking up the phone, and I don't know what to do. I don't know whether do I go to his place or do I call the cops. I mean, I don't even know if the cops would even believe me. I don't know what to do.
So essentially, you sent your rent to your ex. Yeah, well, keep calling him.
And I know you probably feel bad about cheating on him and everything else, but a little bit screams karma with all of
He
it.
hates me.
Yeah, but not
I
worth
don't even want to say what he
rent.
called me when we broke up.
I mean, but he has to get you that money back.
Why though?
It's yours.
He
Yeah.
accepted. He accepted it.
But
He
most
got it.
guys in a relationship, and I don't know, how long were you guys together?
2 years.
Okay. Here's what I would see. If I was dating somebody, and this is no disrespect to you, hey, you obviously weren't in love and that's why you cheated, right? At the time. But 2 years, that's worth $1,500 in probably money
No,
Ben
it's
spent.
not. What's right is right. It's her money.
But
This
Ben-
was years ago that they dated.
Tell me in 2 years Ben didn't pay for $1,500 worth of food.
Okay, but that's not the point. The point is are you going to be able to make rent?
No, I'm not. That's the thing.
That's okay.
Well,
All
I
right.
definitely reach out to him. Be knocking on his door, girlfriend. 'Cause
Well,
that's
let's
your money.
let's see if we can get you some more advice here, okay? Thank you so much for trusting us with this.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Join the conversation.
844-254-9232.
844-254-9232. Obie, Chloe, and Slater.
Richie, you're the first person to respond to this scenario you just heard.
I feel really bad for that girl. I mean, that's a bum deal, but I think that one way that she could approach it is that she may be like showing up around the boyfriend again, the Ben guy, and then like maybe like trying to like schmooze him a little bit, maybe try to get him back.
Would that work? Would that work? Can you give us 6 minutes and we'll get the rest of your opinion? I like that story. That sounds fun.
No.
K92.3. The Panic Button.
Join the conversation.
With Obie, Chloe, and Slater.
We've been chatting with Shayla this morning. She has 2 Bens in her phone. One is her ex-boyfriend and the other is her landlord. Well, she was supposed to send her rent $1,500. It's a lot of money to her landlord, and she ended up sending it to her ex. And now she's in a bind. She doesn't know what to do.
Richie, you started telling us what you thought he should do, getting back with him or trying to?
Yeah, I think that's her best bet. If she seduces him, gets her way back into the life. I mean, they already sounds like they don't have that great of a relationship anyway. So if she's like in it just to get the money back, then that kind of brings some drama to the relationship.
Richie, by no disrespect whatsoever, but I think that's a terrible idea. If I'm just being honest.
Chloe, that is tough.
So she's going to get back with
But
him
she's
just
gotta
for the
get
money
back.
and have a fake relationship? She already broke his heart once.
Oh, God, she's going to do it again.
But what if they fall in love? Like there's a possibility.
Yeah, haven't you guys seen Lady and the Tramp?
Totally
different
There you
story.
go.
Totally different
my
story.
Lord.
But instead of spaghetti, it's the rent bill.
That's it. They're just sucking it back.
Richie, you're crazy, man. I appreciate you chiming in, brother.
Thanks, Richie.
Thanks, guys.
Join the conversation.
844-254-9232.
844-254-9232. Obie, Chloe, and Slater.
Cole Swindell on K92.3, Orlando's #1 for new country. Also trying to pay your bills. Remember that's happening 5 different times a day. Starts at 8, ends at 5, so we spread it out throughout the entire day. All right, y'all, we've got an interesting panic button here.
Listen, what a nightmare situation. So our girl was trying to pay her rent, $1,500 to send to the landlord.
How important is that?
And what are the odds that her ex-boyfriend and landlord have the same name? So she clicked Ben and it been sent to the wrong person. That's what it's been doing. So that $1,500 went to her ex-boyfriend. I don't know how the Cash App works. I guess you have to accept it. I use Zelle where it automatically goes and then that money's just there. But he accepted it and she cheated on him. So she's thinking he's probably taking this as payment for her putting stuff where it doesn't belong.
But it didn't happen like yesterday. This was 2 years ago. You'd think they'd both move on from this relationship, whatever, good or bad. And I think he's waiting for her to reach out. I really do. He doesn't want to send her the money because he wants to see her and he's still not over everything.
It has to be something.
Well, once you get cheated on, man, it does kind of it taints the rest of your love life with the future partners.
Absolutely.
All right, who's this?
This is Fish from Merritt Island.
Hey, Fish.
We've been waiting.
Hello. So Cash App has this customer service number she can call.
Okay.
And they should be able to help her with that.
And there's like somebody that she could actually like talk to and like explain all this to?
Yes.
Nice.
About 6 months ago, they added it. It's new.
She should definitely leave the part where she talked about cheating on him.
Well, I don't think she needs to give Cash App all that information. No.
Imagine the operator at Cash App is like...
Maybe not do it so late.
Right.
Yeah. Cash App operator's like, oh, you cheated on him.
Yeah.
I can't help you, ma'am.
Yeah. Was it worth it? Was it? That's judging her.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you,
Appreciate you,
Fish.
Of course.
Thank you, brother.
Bye.
Yeah, Mark from DeLand. All right, let's hear what you got.
Okay, so kind of thinking about this for a minute. She cheats. He takes her money. Definitely wrong. He's not a man. A real man would say, oops, sorry about that. Let me go ahead and send it right back to you. Not a big deal.
You think maybe he just missed it and didn't realize?
No, because she said that he accepted it. So there's no way he missed it.
$1,500 is a tough thing to just, like, unless he's really that good. But then why would she be cheating if he was making that kind of green?
You are right.
Do the right thing, dude. Send it back to her.
100%.
So hear me out, Mark. So maybe this is what it is, okay? Maybe she then has to talk to him, then she'll actually apologize, and they'll be able to have that conversation and get closure, and then he'll give the $1,500 back. Maybe he's just waiting for that, so that way that can be done, and they can both move on.
That sounds good.
If this happened over 2 years ago and he doesn't have closure by now, he's never going to get it.
All right. Well, dude, appreciate you chiming in, man. It means a lot. Call back anytime.
Not a problem. I always do.
You're the best. Bye, Mark.
See you guys.
Man, it's so great. And hold on, I just want to acknowledge the people who call us every single day because
Absolutely.
they love the panic button and they love giving their advice. And we just want to thank you because there's nothing better than a local calling in with some advice.
And I know what Mark was saying about the closure, but honestly, there's people that don't have closure after many, many years. And then if, say, a parent's on their deathbed, then they actually get to have that conversation and then things get better.
I know we all don't agree here usually, but we all agree with this one, right? She needs to get the money back. What he did was wrong.
I'm sure. Well, I think what he's waiting for is that conversation for her to just reach out, and then he's going to give the money.
Right. She's going to have to man up. We'll continue taking your calls. 844-254-9232.
Yes, and one of our country superstars surprised female college basketball superstar Caitlin Clark what he did. That'll access in 6 minutes.
K92-3.
Two people, one date, 0 texts returned.
Second date update.
Brought to you by attorney Dan Newlin. In a wreck, need a check, Google Dan Newlin.
Aaron over in Belle Isle. And Aaron, you were saying that you guys had a dinner date. We're kind of used to this. Why use a radio station to get back at this guy?
Yeah. Hi. Thank you. He is not calling me back. And I can't really think of any other way to get in touch with him. I thought we had a really nice time. So I guess this is my last ditch effort. I don't know. Maybe he lost his phone or something. I would like to see him again.
Hey Aaron, if you listen to the second date update, I'm going to say a phrase that I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but why not just get over it? And move on to the next person. You know what I mean? If this guy's douche enough to not get back to you, just drop him too.
Okay, here's the thing though. We had a really nice connection and shared a lot of very personal stuff. And it felt like a level of connection and maybe intimacy is a strong word, but for a first date, that's a really good sign, I thought.
Right, we're almost you're craving more of it. You want to learn more about that person.
Yeah, exactly. I felt like it could be a really good fit, so I don't want to there's a lot of crazy people out there. I don't want to throw in the towel on someone who seems like they could be a really good option.
Are we your last option, or you just thought this would be a good way to do it?
No, I mean, I thought it would be a good way. I listened to your show. I've seen it work before.
It has worked.
More often than not, a lot of ones that are on the fence, we're I don't know if that's actually going to work. They at least agree with us to go out on another date.
Right, to give it another try.
Yeah. I'm maybe a little bit also hoping my calls aren't getting through to him. Maybe. I don't know.
Sure. I feel like that's usually not the case. So there's something, Aaron, but I just don't.
Chloe?
I know,
but it could be. It could be the dude lost.
Honest.
Well, listen. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna take this number that you gave us for this guy Todd, and let's call him next.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes. Was hoping to speak to Todd, please.
Hey, this is Todd. Who's this?
Hey, Todd, it's Obi, Chloe, and Slater.
No, I have an Uncle Todd.
So there's 3 of us.
It's got to be a different person.
It is.
The first thing you say to this guy?
No, sorry.
Todd, there's 3 of us. We do a morning radio show for the big station, K92.3.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so we do things on our show called Panic Button, $1,000 Minute. But right now, you went on a date with a girl named Erin, and we want to get you guys on another date.
Yeah. Wow.
I know it's a lot all at one time.
Yeah, this is pretty weird.
Just say yes. Make it real quick.
No, you don't have to say yes if you don't want to.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm all right. I'm okay with not going on that second date with Aaron. No, that's okay.
You don't want to. Okay.
No,
hey,
yeah.
And Todd, totally cool. Is there anything that we can take back to her, though, so this way she can kind of relax? I think she was waiting for a call.
Yeah. Maybe, how do I put it?
We find better just straightforward, so that way,
yeah,
you don't have to.
Yeah. She was very cool and all. I would say maybe go forward in life being a little less judgmental of others. Yeah, we had a waiter who he was kind of a classic white dude with dreads, tatted up, pierced up, seemed like a cool dude, but she was just ragging on him pretty hard. And yeah, I don't know, it's kind of
which is
really
so
vibe with that.
I don't get it because she sounds so sweet on the phone.
Yeah, she seems so sweet also in person, and it kind of threw me off. Yeah, maybe she's got a thing about dudes with dreads or something. I don't know, but yeah, it felt pretty
Did she do this at the table, like behind his back, or?
Oh yeah. Every time he'd bring something, he'd walk off, or he'd come talk to us or whatever. Whenever he'd go, it was a lot of. I wonder if he stinks. I hope he doesn't touch our food.
Ooh. So, were you offended because at one point you would like to get dreads?
No, I don't think that. I don't think, and honestly, it's a pretty easy target to make fun of a white dude with dreads. So I normally don't take that target.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why, but yeah, I took offense to her.
And you think it's more than just the dreads? Like this is actually who she is. Like she wasn't just having a bad day.
One on a first date too, to reveal those type of personality traits.
Yeah.
So
that's what I think.
Well, why don't we do this? Because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and our job is to get the both of you back together. We have Erin on the line.
She's not on the phone, is she?
She did have a chance to hear all this.
Oh, great.
Hi.
Well, and now we can get the both of you guys talking. Todd, Erin?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like on a first date, bragging on somebody like that, by the fifth date, you're judging me like that.
I'm sorry that made you uncomfortable. I didn't feel like I was ragging on him. I just was making comments when he left. And also, to be fair, it was a nice restaurant, and he didn't seem like he was presenting in a professional way. And I guess that's just not my taste when I go to a restaurant. And I was surprised and thrown and trying to make a little joke about it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a very judgmental person, but I guess that came across that way. So I'm sorry.
Was he a good server, or is this just how he looked?
He was a fine server. It just, everyone else at the restaurant looked like very posh and put together. Mm-hmm. And then he had like piercings everywhere and all covered in tattoos, and his hair was like very like a mess, and it just really surprised me.
Maybe he was the owner's kid.
Slater.
What are you going to do?
I feel like if no one else there looks like that, then maybe.
Let me ask you a question, Erin. I have tattoos. Do you hate me too?
Oh my goodness.
Are your tattoos all over your
kidding.
neck and arms and hands?
I'm just kidding.
I will say the positive to all this, Todd, is you got to appreciate a woman who's honest, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, with a little discretion.
Whoa. Okay, so
I
second
didn't
date,
say
buddy. Really, our job is to convince you guys to say yes and take the $75 gift card. What do you think, guys?
Todd, Erin really does sound sweet. Maybe it was just an who knows?
What?
Off day? I don't know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, when she told me she thought that waiter should be living under a bridge, that was kind of like the cutoff for me.
Oh, my God, Erin. Okay.
It was a joke.
Okay,
But
well,
okay.
we got our answers here.
Second date update.
Did you miss it? Catch the latest drama on the K82-3 app.
Cody Johnson, the painter. It's so funny to hear Cody sing such great songs like that, and then to think of him like wrangling up cattle. And
I know, right?
I mean, his real life is just as awesome as his rock star life. It is funny. All right, it's Obie, Chloe, Slater. This is K92.3. We're a little later on. We're inviting you out to something that it is going to cost you. Okay, Chloe, you did say that if you sit in the outfield, though, and we're not talking about on the outfield of the ballpark, but the outfield seating, then it's free. But I think it's only like $5 admission.
Yeah, the tickets start at $5, so you can come on out.
The purpose is to see Chloe get that baseball. Well, it's a softball down the batter's plate.
We'll see how that goes tonight. So I'm so excited. I was invited by the UCF softball team to come out and throw the first pitch. So the game is at 5 o'clock tonight. Our Knights are playing FAU. I'll be throwing out the first pitch right before that. So probably around 4:45. Obie, Slater are also going to, I wrangled them in to come on out, and they're going to be cheering me on. I came out when they played for the UCF basketball team.
That's right.
Back in October.
When we dominated.
Yep. Sure. We'll use the word dominate.
Dominated that bench.
so it's been fun. I feel like over the last, week and a half now, I went out to UCF softball field. I practiced with Jay's daughter, Kylie. She's a catcher for UCF, so she worked with me a little bit. Yesterday, I threw to Obi and Slater, and so I played softball way back in high school. And so for me, I even have my old softball gloves in studio. It's bringing back all the nostalgia and all the memories. So I'm excited to get back on campus. I mean, I graduated UCF a couple years ago, and so just any chance that I get to be back on campus, back out there, it's the excitement, and I get almost like the nerves because I loved school so much, and I love UCF, and I'm just so proud to be an alum there. And so to get the opportunity to do this is amazing.
Circle.
It's a blessing.
I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I was disappointed you're not going to throw it underhand. You're going overhand.
Well, we talked about this.
Right. Well, we did practice, and I will say I was impressed at your throwing.
Are you just telling me that to make me feel better?
No. Well, yeah. I'm trying to make you. I'm trying to make you feel good tonight that you're just playing catch. That's what my dad coached me playing baseball for many years, and it's just you're just playing catch.
Yeah, it's not like
with
you
that
got to throw a speed ball or a curve ball or anything like that.
I had the chance to either throw it overhand or underhand, and I'm going overhand because I couldn't get the ball over the plate underhand. Like I when I was out there at the field, I'm like, thank goodness I practiced this.
Yeah,
and I did the whole. You know how you can point and throw. Take your one arm and you point.
Right, people
at the
don't
plate.
do this, but yeah,
no, people do not do that. And Jay's daughter, I said, what do you think about me really pointing and then throwing? She said, she was so nice. She's like, I don't know if I would do that. I'm like, no one does it. She's like, nobody does that. I'm saving you. Don't do that.
Babe Ruth did it back in the day. He would point where the home run was going to go.
Right,
and hit.
Okay, no, mine's like point at the plate with my one hand so I can get a good eye for exactly where the ball needs to go.
No, and what I love about us being ultra locals is that this is our community, right? So, you're listening to a morning show that we are your neighbors. We are literally your neighbors. And so an opportunity like this gets Chloe back on UCF campus, and then it gets you an opportunity to see us in an environment that doesn't involve a country star. It doesn't involve the studio, and just some good times tonight.
So the game tonight's at 5, but show up by 4:30 because I think Chloe, what'd you say, 4:45?
Right around there. And we're all hanging out there, like Obi, Slater, myself, Jay will also be there. Yeah, so come on by.
Meet the team.
Exactly. We'd love to hang out with you, get to know you, and I'm excited. Go Knights.
So
Charge on.
It's the UCF softball complex. If you type it in your phone, it'll get you a GPS there. Really easy.
Okay. All right. Now, next, we're going to talk about Sam Hunt. Sam Hunt said a couple of things about how he will never sleep on the couch. Okay? When him and his wife are in an argument or anything like that, he'll never sleep on the couch. So I want to probe Slater here. Wait, let me use the right word. I don't want to. I want to ask Slater. I don't want to probe.
Thank you. Because in which case, I will not be part of this conversation.
All right. I'm going to ask Slater this question coming up.
This
K92.3, the same station that wants to pay your bills. Giving you $1,000 to do whatever it is you want to do with that. Coming up here at 10 o'clock is going to be your next keyword. Okay, let's get to what Sam Hunt said, all right? I want to play this because we're talking about arguments here, okay? When you're a couple and you get into an argument, you don't even have to be a couple, but relationships, period. All right, this is what Sam Hunt said about him and his wife.
One beautiful thing about Hannah is that she forgives quickly, and I also have a rule that I'm not sleeping on the couch, so she's going to have to shoot me before I don't sleep in my own bed.
Ha ha, chuck. Chuckle.
He didn't say that he apologized. Would you guess that she's the one apologizing just so that way it can be done?
I think either way, whether she's the one apologizing, he did something, she's the one forgiving. Like you said, she's very easy to forgive. She moves on quickly.
Hold on. First of all, let's just say that Sam Hunt is saying that about his wife, who he's had relationship issues with, all right? There's cheating going on and stuff like that. This is in the past. So already I have a bad taste in my mouth about Sam. You did something pretty bad in the relationship. You should be best friends with that couch.
Sure.
But let's get to the fact of arguments in our own relationships, okay? So Slater, when you get into an argument with your girl.
I've never been good to go to bed angry. and actually, I don't, maybe it's the picker, right? Every single ex that I have had, they are like, nope, let's go to bed angry. And I'm like, no, let's actually like figure this out.
Work it out.
Yeah. And Becky and I recently started going to therapy to make sure that the kids that just moved into the house together over the summer, that everything is good there. And the therapist themselves, they go, you know what? We always say, set a curfew. And if the fight's not done by that, say, okay, that's as much as we'll have tonight. And then the next day, you can actually resolve it if you can.
Pick it up again?
Yeah, and that's what it was. And that makes a lot of sense to me. It doesn't mean it's easy. But I also think if it's so bad that you're not sleeping in the same bed, that is past where just an argument is. Yeah, like that's next level. If you can't actually be just sleeping.
Amicable.
Not like you're touching. You probably got a queen king size bed. There's big enough room for the both of you.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm so mad I don't even want to be in the same room with you.
What about you, Obi?
Well, that's kind of me. And listen, I have to face my own pride, which is even if I'm wrong, I don't want to admit it. So I'm definitely the type of person that I'm like, no, you know what? This argument, it's too hot right now. Like, give me a moment to sit and think about this. I want to come up with a wise response, because if you get me in the middle of an argument, oh Lord, can I tell you all that this Obi right here says the most dumbass things in a heated argument?
Sometimes we speak out of emotion, right? We let our emotions get the best of us.
I mean, what rolls off my tongue. So anyways, I've experienced it enough that I'm self-aware that I'm like, you know what, this argument, let's just pick up in the morning, because I need to think about my response. If not, I'm going to say something that could be even more detrimental to the relationship.
Well, and I think going back to your point, Slater, how your therapist was saying like, hey, set a curfew. If you're not done arguing by then or whatever, you haven't resolved the problem, you go to bed and you wake up and you figure it out the next morning. But I think there's a lot of love, because you're not going to bed. You're going to bed upset at each other, but you're going to bed mutually agreeing, like, I still love you. I still care about you. We're going to work through this. And I think that's huge.
If both of you are sane, but there's always one of you that's like, oh, no, we're not done. We're talking about this until everything is resolved.
That's the best when you're in bed. You're like, good night, good night. You still keep going.
You don't even need words.
Like, I thought we said good night.
Sometimes it's just a sound. Or like,
I can hear you breathing.
Yeah. Or you take your water cup and you put it down a little too hard, and it's like, you slamming that now?
Or the tug of the sheets, right? You're like,
Yeah, you get none.
Oh my Lord! I tell you what, man. My wife, I am married to one of those that if I'm like, you know what, I'm done with this. Like, give me the sheets. I'm going up and I'm sleeping in one of the kids' bedrooms.
Yeah.
Like, she will follow me and she'll be like, no, not until we resolve it.
Yep.
And even if I close the door, you're going to close the door on me? Where is I? Oh, my Lord.
I mean, I'm the same way, so I have no room to talk. I'd be the one up there trying to resolve it. Let's go to bed on a happy note. I get it.
This conversation, at least, what it's showing me at least is like, okay, Obi, the next time you get into one of these arguments, remember this. Remember this, and then try to put it into action. If you know that you're the type that you boil over and you say stupid things, then try. I don't even know how to assess my own brain.
Just get a comfy couch. That's it. Just get the.
Really, that's the answer.
That's the answer right there.
Obi, Chloe, and Slater.
K92.3.
Orlando's #1 for new country.
Hey guys, time to get in on the action for the biggest moments in basketball with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Just select 2 or more players. Pick more or less on their projections, place your entry, and win up to 100 times your money. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.